Hello, everyone.
Hello there.
Hello, everyone.
You know what? I'm going to leave this in for this, right? Because this is, you know what, guys, listen. This is what it's really like. Okay, you want to get a proper look at the retrospective of, or like the inner workings of this little ramshackle podcast that we're doing. We're not professionals. We're four idiots in some guys sitting.
Sometimes five.
Yeah, that's true. Sometimes there's a fifth quiet gentleman that's
Observer.
also in the corner.
Jamie.
Yeah. We don't need to give you a proper one. You know that this is the after dark episode where we're just
No, that has so many other connotations.
Yeah, I meant
There
it.
will not be any sexual themes. There will not be any sexual themes. in this
If you've
part.
thought the other episodes were horny, you have no idea.
We're just four dudes sitting here, balls naked, circle jerking while we're throwing around ideas.
Hey,
you know?
the room is hot. Okay.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah.
It's hot in Ireland
My
in
nuts
December.
are stick into this. What is this?
Plaid.
The tweed of my jumper that's on me right now.
Yeah. And your forehead. Yeah, so this is the
You might have
the campaign.
might have to cut this out.
No, I think this is fine. This is all loosey goosey. This is the campaign retrospective. DM,
Yeah,
take us away.
all right, let's get into it. So, first things first, let's talk about some of the things you missed and that you didn't get to.
Oh, sure, I'd imagine there's quite a few.
Probably like 400 or 500
More
pages.
than not, yeah. The
Yeah.
book's only 300 pages too.
Oh, shit, is it?
No, it's
Oh.
I think it's about 500.
Okay.
So, the first obvious one is you killed Riora.
Sure.
Riora was the old woman who was
Well,
part.
and the prince,
What about
right?
Raiden?
Oh, there's the
Yeah.
prince. Okay, let's go back to the very start.
I presume, we've talked about this already amongst ourselves, but I presume, right, and you can let us know, Owen, if this is correct, that Raiden was probably the main character, right? He seems
Yes.
like he was the main
Yeah,
character
I would
of whatever
agree.
story was happening there. I don't know how he would have handled this, but
See,
Okay,
I was
so
laughing when I smoked and it just got stuck.
so the question is, how much of the book do you want me to spoil? Because
It's okay, you can spoil enough. I feel like surely we're spoiled enough on it. Like
Yeah.
we got to Rome, we just didn't travel through the same roads.
Yeah.
You know.
okay,
That's
so
so poetic.
Thank you. I'm actually, guys, I'm so intelligent. I can read. Did you believe it?
You were just so good at acting that
I know, I was
I'm
just
sure I
playing.
believed you.
Yeah,
I really
was just-
believed you.
I was just playing a
you even like books.
I'm not a nerd, all right?
I'm more a video
I just,
kind of guy.
I can read. I choose not to. There's a difference.
Says the guy playing D&D.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah, no, but I
remember-
play cool D&D where I crush pussy and
Check out our Halloween
and abuse
episode.
women.
Oh god. Yeah, no, I remember after we
everything
Yeah,
recorded.
that's right.
Mostly men.
Please do check out the Halloween
Yeah.
episode. I crush
I
pussy.
remember after we recorded the first 2-3 episodes, and I was driving home with the DM, and he said to me, actually, a little bit of a spoiler, but you killed the main character.
Oh,
of
you
the
knew.
entire
Oh,
book.
okay.
Yeah, I got to know that little snippet, and I'm pretty sure it was only me and you there.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, but you told me like, I can't believe you did that. And I was like, do you know what? I genuinely like when we were playing out the first I was spitballing the character of Percival, and he wasn't meant to be a maniac. He was meant to be a funny little goofy guy, like a bit of a side character, a bit of a look at that, he's wearing a funny hat, yeah,
He was wearing a funny hat.
He was
also
wearing a
just
funny hat, yeah.
murdered a lot of people.
Well,
In a funny hat.
allegedly. There's nobody who has seen me murder is there anymore, so
That is true.
No. His wife. The very first murder you did was witnessed.
Yeah, but she's dead.
she didn't see me do it.
The princess?
Yeah, the princess was.
She did witness
The
you
prince
do it.
was on top of her.
Yeah.
I stabbed the prince in the neck.
I
Her
recall.
face got covered in blood, and I disappeared.
That's true. Under the bed.
It was a black figure that jumped out the window.
Okay, so yes, you're right.
Yeah.
The prince was the main character, and in the original story, he doesn't get married. He is brought. He turns into an Elantrian the day before his betrothed is meant to arrive. So
Oh.
they never met until
so in your
very
version,
much
he was
later.
never
in the
going to turn into a Lantern.
Exactly.
Irregardless. Oh,
Okay.
So we didn't
interesting.
actually, so I was thinking like, oh shit, then maybe we like would have been working
With the
simultaneously,
prince,
as he's like operating around. But no, so we kind of took over his role.
You took over
We
his
also
role, exactly.
killed him.
You also killed him, stopping that role completely.
But yeah, look, maybe that we could drill more into
Did you
that.
have him written in to be an actual character and to do things in the story if he had lived?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
But he wasn't going to be a huge influence because he wouldn't be inside of Elantris. Of
Yeah.
course, the moment you stepped outside of Elantris, his role would have become more important.
Would he have been sympathetic?
Yes, he would have been sympathetic.
We fucked ourselves.
The king,
I don't know, it's so hard.
the king was
to be honest,
absolutely
all
not
of our
sympathetic.
like most sympathetic leads that the people are like, oh, let me help you. We bashed him with sticks.
Yeah.
Or we stabbed him in their wedding nights. Or we just generally bullied the shit out of Galadon.
Yeah.
Silly doula.
Did you expect us to escape Elantris so quickly?
I mean, in the book, Raoden also uses the well to get out of Elantris.
Oh,
The hot canon event.
How long does it take him to figure it out? Are we better than Raiden?
So what he does is Karata, in order to win the favor of Karata, who wants to sneak inside of the castle, he goes with her through the well. So he figures it out pretty quickly, but doesn't do it until a few chapters later.
Until he has reason to.
Okay.
Not like
Until
us.
he has reason to. Yeah.
We didn't need
We
reason.
went down to kill
We
ourselves.
Yeah, we just saw a well and we're like, cool. That seems fun.
Eternal suffering.
Yeah.
And he snuck back into the castle with her using a secret entrance. So
The whole
secret entrance.
the whole
Oh, wait.
squib farm thing, was that just on the spot?
that was something that
I
O'Sheen
had in my
Oh,
backstory.
talked about.
So yeah, so if we want to talk about that, like you said that you had planned to be a funny little guy. My idea for Cooper was that when the basic premise of this was pitched to me as like, oh, it's this world where there was this once great race that was cast down to, like gargoyles and goblin level. My idea was like, oh, wouldn't it be fun? Who would be the most like dramatic? Who could I wring the most dramatic irony out of for a person to be cast into this role of one of these like deformed former deities? And my thought was like, my original thought was that he was going to be a politician who was like canvassing on the front of like hard against Elantrans, like hard against crime kind of
I
thing.
mean, they had it hard enough.
Yeah, but I think there's like racism seems to be prevalent, a prevalent theme within the story, at least just based off the premise. And so then eventually I came around to the idea of more like, no, he's more like, he's just someone who profits off of just spreading hate for Elantrans.
So like a regular politician.
Yeah, but more wearing a silly hat.
Hey!
Yeah. And then, I kind of landed upon the idea. It's like, yeah, look, he'll be like a traveling actor going around the place telling people that, like, oh, the Elantrans, they fucking suck. They're the worst. And then him turning into one. I thought that'd be interesting.
What about you, Rory?
So, in terms of the like character at the start, Rory was going to be a kind of an autobiographical character in a way. So it was going
Don't
to
admit that now
revolve
that it
around
still is.
the idea of
I don't know
having,
if this holds up in court.
How many people have you killed? How many corpses do you have in your basement?
What's happening?
not
to
in
young
real life.
Tug?
Not in real life. So what ended up happening, I suppose, was when I was trying to come up with an idea for this, it was really surrounded by, pulling from things that I would have thought would be relatable to people who work in a corporate/office setting. And I thought that in order for the character to be approachable, he would need to be, the worst person that they would ever kind of consider in their workplaces. Then, as I kind of, grew into the character and felt like there was a bit of leeway in terms of like how people perceived him, the incident with the stick in the hospital happened. So it was just an impulse decision, and
She was technically the leader of the hospital.
it
Yeah,
really
your
did.
stated reason
It
at the time
just
was just a
it
hatred
just
for authority,
drove
yeah.
me on, and it was really just an improvised performance after that.
Well, do you know, that happening to you and that drive, that fire that lit inside of you from that event is what got us through,
Yeah.
I think if you were as passive and as single-minded the whole way through, we would have struggled a bit more.
I definitely feel like Rory, had he stuck to his old ways, he would have ended up just being one of those people who was rocking back and forth on the side of the street and would have died early.
Corn. Begging for
I'm
corn.
so impressed none of you died, by the way. Like that,
I was.
Can
on
we
the edge.
can we speak about that? What would have actually happened if we had gone into the zeros or the negatives?
So if you got into the negatives, you would have to roll willpower to maintain your sanity and stay alive. If you failed that, then you would basically become hoed. You would become one of the people on the side of the street just nodding back and forth and mumbling to yourself.
But could we still keep going? Like would
Yeah, what was your plan? Is like, because obviously, if we were playing like an actual just campaign amongst ourselves, whatever, make a new character, pick it up from there, for the sake of like a more cohesive story that like people were listening to. Did you have any?
No, it didn't. Absolutely not.
Okay.
So I'm assuming you weren't expecting us to be in so many situations where
We tossing ourselves into
Yeah.
wells and
Oh, I fully
Situations where
expected
we
that.
could nearly die.
I knew whatever I was planning, you guys would fuck it up. Okay? I didn't know how, but I knew you would.
we fucked it down.
Hell yeah, baby,
Nailed
we
it.
we hoed it up.
Actually, a question surrounding the death thing. What was in the bottom of the Silver Lake that was granting you eternal suffering or freedom from eternal suffering?
To be honest, I don't know. That's something from the books that's not made very clear. It's not.
Squid God.
So
Cthulhu.
So basically, the two gods that existed on this planet, yes, there were two of them, they both died long ago, and their power got trapped in the cognitive realm, whereas usually it's in another realm called the spiritual realm. All that means is that the power has been absorbed into the land, and that's why the magic is shaped based on the shape of Aralon. And actually, if you had... well, I don't think any of you would have known it, but if you had examined the runes on the Fjordell priests, there would have been a little shape similar to Fjorden as well.
Okay, interesting.
The scene in the library that we just happened to glaze over in the actual game.
The one where we tried to shit ourselves?
Yeah, the one where we decided
By the
when
way,
we figured out we couldn't shit ourselves.
Stay tuned for the end. There's going to be some bloopers. you guys don't know about that yet.
yeah.
Was that cut out?
Yeah.
Oh.
So when we were in the library and we figured out that we can't shit, and we just spent like 20 minutes attempting to shit ourselves, was there any actual viable information in the library that could have led to us discovering these things a lot sooner?
I think this was a hard one because I know there's a point at which you need to lead the players on and give them more clues. And there's also a point at which you want to try and stay as close to the source material as possible. And obviously, in the source material, nobody outside of Elantris knows anything about the magic. Okay? So the idea with... to be honest, I had to include a library in Kai that had some amount of information. So it's just whatever clues you found in there were extra that weren't there to begin with.
Because I was thinking, like, I remember when we left the library, I was like, fuck, we really should have dwelled a little bit in the library, you know?
But you probably could have found maps of Elantris to figure out the shape of it sooner and stuff like that.
No.
We didn't know what aeons were at the time, though, really.
Not really,
No
no.
shapes.
But back then, say if
I'm
we
not
had
good with
if we had drawn the aeon in the air and we had done that little squiggle for the big
Yes.
fucking hole in it, would it have worked?
So if you had done the little squiggle, that's what happens in the books. The first time they do, they draw, I think it's the one for fire, Aeon Ihi, and they put the little chasm line, and suddenly there's a burst of power as the power flows through them for the first time, and it just destroys the other library actually, or some of it, and they realize it works. But then anytime they cast it afterwards, it works at very low power. It doesn't work properly up until the point at which they reconnect Aeon Reo for the city itself.
I don't know now. I know this isn't meant to be a trash on anyone who, I probably shouldn't be saying this. I'm sure a lot of people who've listened to this probably enjoy the book. This seems like a remarkably underwhelming reveal that the mystery is that the magic was a fucking typo. That's why it wasn't working.
Yeah, no one sat down long enough to think
it?
about it.
No, it's more that because the magic is tied to land, the shape of the land changed. So the Riod didn't cause the earthquake. It's the earthquake that caused the Riod.
Yeah.
So of course, all the Elantrians were huddled up and killed and became destitute and became decrepit, and so they didn't have the energy, and also they became hungry.
Yeah.
So they didn't research
Why
into
Maybe
were-
fucking feed them a little bit. Why outcast them?
What was the separate to this was what was the one where we're like transforming into
The
Elantris?
Shaod, was it?
Yeah, what the
Shaod.
fuck was that?
Shaod is just the process of transforming into a Lantrian.
And why is it random? Like,
Yeah.
was it? Would you know at the start where the priests were looking at us, like they knew that it was going to happen? Like Detlef was
Yeah.
looking at us. How did he know? Was it? Did they have something set up that changed us, or?
No, there isn't anything that's set up, but he has the ability to detect power, basically, and he could tell that your power was starting to spike.
Okay.
So,
Interesting, yeah.
and he specifically, actually, we didn't get into it because you rolled so well when trying to make him your pet, but he actually had runes to protect him from Elantrian magic.
Ah.
So
So
we weren't going to be able to shit on him.
anything that you would have done, if you
Fucking one.
Yeah.
You can't beat that.
no,
like,
you can't beat one. I
was
mean, of course, I'm
amazing.
going to
yeah,
give
I
it
can
to
do
you.
whatever the hell I want. at that point.
But if you had rolled pretty much anything else, it would have only had half
Two.
the effect that it should have.
Okay.
Specifically on him. All the rest of the monks, they were just normal, but he was actually the leader of his monastery.
Right, bye. Big boy.
Was there anything that you would have wanted us to do differently in the campaign?
I mean, obviously it would have been nice if you had stayed in Elantris a bit more. I did have plans with like the gangs, which we didn't
Yeah,
get into.
that just got all glazed over.
I did
Yeah,
have
that's why I remember when we got to him. It's like, oh, it's karate. I was like, I know that fucking name. I don't know why or where. Have we met her?
Yeah, there was like 2 or 3 gangs, and then like we were standing
Yeah,
around.
one of them was
and-
feeding people books in the library.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden we're like, oh fuck, there's a well, let's go.
Yeah, we kind of found the
yeah.
path of least resistance there.
Yeah, no, that's fair. And there was also there were more characters who had individual things that they wanted to try and achieve that were from the books that you would have seen if you had, discovered more of the city itself. But I think that's fine. It also allowed me to add Hoyd, which was a good addition. I think he kind of made sense within the
Hoyd
story.
was a G. I
yeah.
can't believe he donated his whistle to me.
Yeah, is
His,
Hoyd in the
his
book?
pipe.
Hoyd is very briefly in the book. He plays a beggar in the book as well. He doesn't play the whistle, but he at the very
gaslight you with the flute.
at the very end he kind of reveals that he's more important than he is, and he drops into the lake and
Oh, he actually
disappears.
does do that.
Yeah.
I thought that was silly.
So the
Yeah,
lake.
he's like the swan dives backwards, like, see you boys.
No, that's exactly what he does. I mean, he doesn't swan dive, but yes, he does that.
The lake turns into actual silver. He just smacks his back of his head.
Yeah.
So Riora, I will get to now.
Also, something he said very specifically is like, as long as you can cast runes,
Yeah.
he can be tied. When I was thinking, I was like, do we just kill Rory?
Yeah, I know.
This seems like it could be a problem. Should we just take
I mean,
Rory
like,
out?
that'll be a solid loophole. Like, we did exactly what he wanted.
Yeah, yeah.
Now we just kill Rory, and then we don't have to worry about whatever the fuck he's cooking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe change the land again.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. What does
You
it
could
mean, like,
you could blow a hole in the
but,
land
like,
and change it
worked,
again.
It worked well. It doesn't even have to be a hole in the land. Like, we just
Just a massive building.
We drew a line in the earth, and it worked. Right? So what if somebody just like builds a sandcastle?
No,
And all of a sudden, everyone just turns into little goblins.
I mean, you have to affect the
Like erosion? Has that not been?
It does, yes, but you have to affect the shape of the entire country. Okay, and this is a giant chasm that has formed. It's basically like the Grand Canyon has suddenly been created.
Yeah.
What you'd have to do is basically get like you drop a nuke somewhere else and destroy something, and
We
that will
are
probably
nukes now.
change. I mean, you did.
Yeah, hammer down the shit out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby, and I'll do it again.
Actually, based on
Next
that,
time I'll do it, there'll be all 100 kids in there, baby.
But you
Yeah,
could
you only had a 3% success rate. That's not enough.
you could potentially, like, if you destroyed every single mountain in that mountain range, the 8 mountains, you could reduce the amount of lines that you need to draw aeons. You know?
And did you actually expect us to give the power of Aeons back to the Elantrians?
Yes. I don't know why. I feel like that was a ridiculous
I
idea.
mean, we killed 2 innocent people just for looking at our
And-
direction when we left the library. Why would you think we'd give anyone else the
And
power
also,
to
quite
do anything?
frankly, like I said, we mostly met. I know that they were in pain and they were not in the best situation, but they were also like all violent and aggressive. You don't want to give those people. I mean, look, we gave one of them. Thank God he killed himself. Because I heard of,
You want about
We're
me?
talking about
yeah,
Parzival.
you. Yeah, of course I am. Because like you saw what one psychopath did with power within minutes of achieving it.
Yeah, it's kind of true how
He killed
ridiculous.
three
I'm
kids.
sorry. I'm sorry. Whose order did Percival act on? Who had the leader stick who told him to quite clearly do the deed that he did?
Yeah, I accept that.
I'm sorry. You can't blame
one of
a
them
member
was
of the band because the
yeah.
leading fucking drummer.
And like the guy who hires the hitman is as culpable.
Yeah,
as the
yeah,
guy.
yeah.
Well, maybe not as culpable, but yeah, like he's
bitch.
definitely. Yeah, I accept that.
But yes, it is very much seen that Elantrians, especially when they're close to the city itself of Elantris, they're very powerful. They're, I mean, they're able to do so much stuff. You know,
What if we were? Remember, like we did have this idea a while back. Man, imagine if we just done that. Like we wanted to carve the Aeon Reo into our skin. Would it have worked?
I don't think so. No.
Well, we wouldn't have had the chasm on it.
Yeah, you wouldn't have had the chasm on it, so it wouldn't
Maybe
And I don't
maybe
think-
I already had a scar that
Yeah.
just happened to form exactly. in the
That
right
would be
place.
pretty cool. That would have been a pretty
I
cool
got my
backstory
appendix
part.
out.
So-
put it on my on my abs.
One thing I forgot to mention in the library was that even if a regular person comes and rubs out an Aeon, the energy of the Aeon still stays there until specifically an Elantrian decides to remove it. Which is why you guys could remove the tower in the center, but if a regular person blew up the palace, it wouldn't have any effect.
Okay.
What about the monks?
What about them?
What if they did that? Would that work?
No.
Okay.
Should we talk about Riora, or we'll just leave that out?
We can talk about Riora.
Yeah, yeah.
What the fuck is Riora?
The
lady
old
that I smacked.
medicine woman.
Oh yeah.
It was fucked up.
So Riora was actually a side plot that isn't in the book,
Oh.
as there is one person who realized that, and one of our listeners.
See, we don't have any preference. Like we'll fuck up NPCs, we'll fuck up main characters, we'll fuck up non-existing characters, we'll fuck up everyone.
And you might have actually done some good for the world,
Oh.
because the idea was that she said
Right.
that
I could sense it.
Yeah,
we should.
Sure you could. And the idea was that she was saying, she's going to try and figure out what's wrong with Elantrians, and she believes that it's inside of us. And
She's
if
just
you
gonna cut open a bunch of people.
exactly, if you went into her basement, you'd find a lot of still alive Elantrians on the table
Roy,
with their
this is
chest
fantastic.
You did it, you hero.
This is unbelievable.
open. And so,
Well, technically speaking, he's not a hero because she just went down in her basement now with a crooked neck, so she was less accurate at cutting everyone up.
No, she was.
No,
she,
out.
she was
She was
gone. She was
hoid.
out. She was
Now
hoid.
some of her
Oh.
that little blue bitch was probably up to it. You know what?
She wasn't up to it.
She deserved that black robe. Okay.
The blue bitch was
Fair
not
enough.
up to it, but there were definitely other people who knew.
Alas.
Gee. Well, that's a fantastic revelation. I didn't know that at all.
Yeah, there you go.
So
Yeah,
there's a little bit of goodness in you still.
Sprinkle of a silver lining.
Yeah, it turns out you're not a murdering psychopath, just a regular psychopath.
Well, thank you for the campaign. Thank you for the epilogue discussion as well. I think I really enjoyed it anyway. There were times where I was like, I had no idea what was
Yeah.
coming next.
And I think that's something that moving forward, maybe mystery stuff.
I think. Well, I was gonna say mystery stuff is fine. If obviously something like this, it would have to work in a way where like the players, like sometimes it's fine if the players also know the mystery. We're all good sports, we'll play along with it. But I think mysteries only work in small contained settings.
Yeah.
You can't say here's a big old open world. There's 4 fucking cities around you, and the answer to the mystery is in one tiny little place. But
Yeah.
you give us the like
My butthole.
incentive and a description of places else to go. Like,
However, I do feel a genuine sense of achievement now that we've
Yeah.
actually fixed Elantris, you know?
Now that we have superpowers, we should go back to Elantris, go back up to that big wall. You know when we were throwing stones
oh yeah,
up to
just
your
fucking
man.
blast his head off, able through the brain.
Yeah. Now that I have 90 strength, I can just
Take the top of the rampart off. Just
Yeah.
Oh shit, we broke the rune again.
Yeah,
Change the land.
I think.
Oh yeah, actually yeah. The planning permission must be fucking pain in the ass in this
Impossible.
because every time it's like, well, you can, but you'll start the apocalypse again.
Well, the king is dead.
No, but
yeah.
drawing
Oh, no.
drawing
Yeah.
the Aeon wrong. Yeah, actually, yeah, you're right. It'll just cut off their power. No, it's only if you intend to rub it out, so it's fine. You can build a house over it.
Oh, Percival intends to rub one
No,
out.
you didn't say it was intention. You said it was an lantern. So what if a lantern built a house? But like,
Tell you what, I'm sure Brandon Sanderson will address it at some point.
Let's-
Yeah, when he listens to this podcast.
I'm sure he will.
Yeah.
We'll send him the link.
Actually, yeah, send it to him on Twitter.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, that would be. Imagine how fucking cool that would be
Yeah.
if he actually like.
Because
was
he genuinely like he likes to go into shops like Easton's and all them, and he'll find his own books and he'll just sign them, and he'll do like little private messages being
cool.
like, "Oh, thank you so much for picking up my book. You know, I was here on such a day, such a time, and this was something about my day."
Yeah.
And
I'll tell you what, Brandon Sanderson, if you got this far in the episode, yes, I've talked shit about your book. Yes,
but I will listen to it on Audible eventually.
But and no, I haven't read any of your work, but you seem cool.
Yeah, you're sort of like Gabe Newell.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
Gabe Newell.
Well,
Yeah,
the
it is
Valve.
Gabe
Yeah,
Newell.
Okay.
yeah, you're sort of like Gabe Newell of the writing world. It's fucking sick. I love Gabe Newell.
Yeah, no, you just seem like a cool guy.
Yeah, just fucking, he's sick.
Which is a testament to you. I mean, if I like you without ever having read any of your shit.
I mean, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
One thing is that he used to sign those books, and then he would tell the store, and then he would tell people online. But then after he became famous, people would pack in, and it would just become like a fucking
turn into like a Hillary
fight,
Clinton pizza store,
like a mosh
fiasco.
pit, you know.
Fight for that book.
So that he might still sign them, but he doesn't tell anyone anymore.
Yeah.
That's even better.
He
That's
can tell
pretty
as many
cool.
people as he wants about this podcast anyway.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. let him flood into this. What's the address? The ear code.
Great.
Yeah.
Do you want to do an outro?
All right.
Yeah, the final intro for. I mean, I guess this is
This is the end.
final
Podcast
point
over.
5.
Hey guys, it's your boy. Well, it was your boy, Giggle Snort the Foolish. Goodbye.
Yeah, see you old demented piece of shit. So
Hey,
glad,
I'm not-
glad you're dead.
I was between 12 and 41, and my parents, yes and no, are very fucking proud of me.
Oh yeah, you didn't see them. You were head beeline straight for
Oh.
the king though. You're like, I couldn't give a hot shit about my
Yeah.
parents.
It was established that they were beheaded in his early childhood by the king.
No,
Oh, yeah.
they fell into the trap door.
Oh, they fell into the trap door.
Yeah.
And they went-
Don't even know your
Yeah.
own lower.
And through the
It's
trap
your
door
lower.
was-
I don't know my own lower.
That tracks.
Yeah.
Oh, he's still in character. What a guy. What a player.
Okay.
What a player this Ilya.
With that note, I think we're going to call it there. Thanks very much.
Yep, from Cooper Castle, goodbye.
Rory Redwood, goodbye.
Hey, Giggle Snort, fuck you. Listen to the rest of our shit.
And from
Yeah, Brando. You piece of shit. You know, don't be such an egotist. You listen to more than just Elantris, you old fuck.
Yeah, we got a great Halloween
We got
episode.
Halloween. We got
Willy Wonka on
we
the
got
way.
some other. Yeah. I guess we could reveal that here. Yeah, the next upcoming campaign is going to be Willy Wonka. That's going to be releasing episode by episode with Hot Fuzz. So look out for the two of those. So look, there's a lot of shit coming out on the pipeline, Brando. You know, maybe take a break from writing your fucking 15th book this month.
I was just about to say, he writes like 2 or 3 books a year, man.
Yeah. He probably doesn't have time, to be fair.
Yeah.
Also, go check out the 5th and final book of the Stormlight Archive, which is releasing on
guess.
December 6th. I mean, I am a fan. I will say that they're probably his best books, even though they're also his longest. But yeah.
I'm sure he's very good.
We love you.
Yeah, we love you, Brando. And
Just in general. Just anyone who's listening.
Oh yeah, sure, yeah.
Yeah,
you,
we
you
love
guys
you.
are cool too, I guess.
Yeah.
And with that,
Yeah,
I was...
for the fifth fucking time. All right.
Keep all of this in.
Yeah, no, this
Yeah.
is this is how it usually is.
Yeah.
And for every hour of recorded content you hear, there's 4 hours of fucking shit
It's
slinging.
so true. We do a lot of editing.
Dula insults.
Yeah, we're just dual insulting each other.
Yeah, one thing we should quickly mention is that
Yes,
how we
please.
edit the podcast, like a lot of stuff is cut. I mean,
Yeah. Oh yeah, look forward to the bloopers.
yes, we're going to do bloopers. So
If we find bloopers, don't hold us to this.
Yeah.
There might not be bloopers after this, but hopefully there are.
Yeah, there's...
At the very least, there'll be one scene of us trying to shit ourselves in the library. I can guarantee you that. So,
There's,
you
there's
want
6
to wait.
hours of this entire podcast. There's 27 hours of bloopers. Stay tuned.
and with that, I was...
No, listen.
You're a
All
GM.
You're done.
Last name.
You're
Don't
done.
use your last
Let's
name.
cut
That's
it. Boop. See you guys.
We're gonna cut the last 2 minutes,
Yeah.
just for anyone who's in edit.
Very well. All
whether
right.
that
Where
be
were
coarse or
we?
fine.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Can we shit?
You can attempt to shit.
Oh, I'm going to take a big steaming hot dump right in this
I'm
library.
gonna take a steam out doom.
I mean, you know, when I can't read, all of this is basically just new fucking toilet paper with words on it.
I mean,
I'm going to go hide in the corner and try to pop one out.
okay, fine.
Unless I'm a genius.
Roll,
genius.
roll Constitution and I guess try and fail.
Pray to God that your anus doesn't prolapse.
Oh, I'm going to have me stuck with that sensation.
Oh.
Yeah, I failed.
That's a 6.
What's the aim? What are you trying not
Well, no, yeah,
to go to the
wouldn't high
bathroom or trying to
constitution be
go
like,
to the
I can
bathroom?
just, like, fucking tense.
You passed.
Yeah, I passed.
Yeah, so your body is too good at keeping that shit in.
God damn.
You're like you can feel the nib of it just popping out,
I'm
and then
turtling, boys. I'm turtling.
Have you ever seen a big pen? you know how the top rolls? That's what happens.
Yeah, one of those close microscopic images.
That's what's happening. You're just rolling along, drawing
In a library.
in a library.
do you want to draw an
Does
Aeon
white-
with
does-
that shit on the ground?
Does anybody spot?
I wipe my ass with a fresh
point.
copy of Don Quixote.
Good point. Let's see. Does anybody
Suck on that, Cervantes.
Spot hidden.
spot hidden? 71. I'm going to say that's a no.
Oh.
Nobody sees you. What
Yes.
What do you smear with that little nib of shit?
Or anything. I'm not a...
Smear a magical sigil on the floor.
I'm not a degenerate. I was just curious.
Okay. Well,
Also, this is probably as close to like a public bathroom as you get in this medieval shithole.
Seeing all of this, Jinx is very confused and thinking, oh no, is this the plan? Am I missing out on
Yes, drop a
something?
deuce.
And I, Jinx Percival the Foolish, shall also go take a deuce in the corner.
Ah, for science.
Ooh, 30.
Well,
that's 40.
well.
0 is a 10.
Oh yeah, 40. Well,
Rory, get over here.
You pass.
Rory Redwood sees what's going on here and
Come on.
just has to leave.
Be part of the group.
He can't be part of this.
Me and Koopa are doing the crab dance in the corner.
Rory Redwood is so institutionalized from working at the Merchants Guild that he can't go to the bathroom unless he's told by a supervisor. He has a
I
little
am
picture.
supervising you. Take a shit right now.
Rory starts to shit himself.
That was quick.
It is. I am the authority in this situation. I have the stick.
He does. He has the leading stick.
Yes.
Uh-oh. We all know what that means.
Jesus Christ, what a start to an episode.
Hey, it's Ilya. I'll be playing Percival Gilsnort the Foolish today.
Anything interesting about... What is his favorite thing to do at home?
Oh, we're doing a Q&A now, huh?
Yeah, we're doing Q&A.
I don't know. I like to clip my toenails and put them under my pillow. What else does he like to do? He likes to pet his Barnabas.
Oh,
Either one of the three of them.
Where is Barnabas?
We've gone over this. He's dead.
No!
No.
What?
As far as you know, he's dead. You might still be able to find him. I mean,
Yeah.
it's only been 3 days. They might have not, you know...
Is there a...
Well, I mean,
Not put him down
Percival's
yet.
a fucking wizard now, so no one's really dead. are they?
Necromancy Aeon.
Yeah.
A double Aeon. Double
Yes.
Barnabas. Literally Barnabas 2.0.
Koopa Casa, or
You-
wife summoner Aeon.
You can have her. I'll bring her to you. Don't you worry. That's just called being a bro. Bro Aeon.
Koopa and Percival,
Aeon bro.
chest bump.
Eye contact Aeon the whole time. Oh, what
Nice
if
try, though.
Can I boof it?
Boof it?
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
Up the
Kids
butt.
don't Google this.
Yes, dude. Go to the P section of the internet.
Okay, so Rory, you look through the
I
rest
asked you a question. Can I boof it?
You can try. Go on then.
I will.
Where's the Aeon for?
Roll Dex.
Aeon cake stand.
What's that thing called? It's like a little squishy thing, you know, that you can...
My ball sack.
No, people use it to clean out their butts with.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. The thing that squirts water.
Yeah, what's that thing called?
I don't know. My
Turkey.
dad used to use to clean out his ears.
A little
Same.
turkey basted.
And his...
And he's boofer.
All right. Well, I got Dex.
You got Dex?
Yeah.
So what exactly were you trying to do? You're
trying
going to
to
stand upside down.
Put a little bit of the
And
water
put it in
into
your
my
ass.
asshole. Yeah. See if that elevates. I mean, you know, if you do it with alcohol, it just increases the effects exponentially.
You finger yourself and successfully and successfully light up slightly longer. Yeah, well done.
I finger myself.
Quick, throw some magic around to make use of it.
Yeah, I will. What can I do?
Aeon Didicadabra.
Aeon Edo, which is create an invisible shield in my colon to keep the water there for longer.
Okay, but again, as your
Just get
body
ripped in
absorbs
half.
this power, it disappears, and so does Aeonido.
I freeze something in place. Aeon Dio. The water is just there. It's frozen in place.
You're absorbing the water.
No, but it's frozen in place.
Okay. Well, if you freeze it
can't
in,
be absorbed. It's frozen.
if you freeze it in place,
I do.
it's going to sit there.
Yes.
Your power will drain until
Why?
eventually,
It's there.
the freezing stops, and then you absorb it, and then you power up again a bit, and then it fades again.
Do you know what? That's actually perfect, because what if it unfreezes during a boss battle and you don't have any of this, and all of a sudden you start glowing?
It's like I'm going to turn myself into like a drug mule. I'm
Slow
going to
release.
keister a bag of this water, and then hope that it will burst in a very.
Just squeeze really hard as you're fighting a boss.
That is what I'm going to do. I'm going to Aeon some plastic.
You have a depository of magical power in you.
Yeah, where's my wife?
You're gonna go hunt down your wife?
Well, I'm going to have a look, see if she's still around.
Okay.
I'm sure she's very broken up, very lonely.
Well, where would you look for her?
On the end of Sneaky's dick. Oh, that slippery bastard. I know he's up to something. He always is. I don't know. Where did I park the car? I'm powering through.
Give me dick, you cad. I'm sorry. Oh, that broke me.
I will join you on 2 conditions.
Sure, I'll agree to one.
First one is you don't kill people,
Okay, tell me the second. I have to decide which one I want to agree with.
and the second one is you don't betray me.
Sure, I won't kill people.
Boom.
Yeah, yeah, there's no rush there. We're not going to change our characters that we're doing. Pretty good.
The thing is definitely exploding. It's just like, he's just recording this in pure silence at his house at like 12 o'clock on a Sunday night, and all of a sudden you start doing that, and his eardrums just burst.
Oh, I could do it. No, I could do it.
Oh,
Jeez, okay, that was bad in person.
I know. I was gonna say, that burst my eardrums.